Have you ever wondered why ants suddenly show up inside your home? Most of the time we kill them or just treat it as something trivial. But Ibn Arabi, the great Sufi mystic, taught that nothing in the universe happens by accident. Even the appearance of a colony of ants in the corner of your house could be a direct message that God is sending to you. Sounds hard to believe, right? But think about it. These tiny creatures have order, strength, and patience qualities that we humans sometimes lack. If you truly know how to listen, their presence might be revealing something profound about your own life. In today's video, we will step into the world of Ibn Arabi, where every phenomenon, no matter how small, carries a sacred layer of meaning. And most importantly, I will share with you 5 powerful signs that the presence of ants can bring signs that may change how you see life and even your spiritual journey. Are you ready to discover this secret qasir? A reminder of patience and discipline. When you see an ant, you may think it is nothing more than a small, insignificant creature. But Ibn Arabi saw the ant as a symbol of steadfast patience and unshakable discipline. Watch them closely every day. Ants go out searching for food, carrying tiny crumbs one by one, never discouraged, never giving up. Under the scorching sun or pouring rain, even when they face an obstacle 10 times their size, they still find a way to get through. If their path is blocked, they do not sit and complain, they patiently find another way. So what is the message for you? Maybe right now you feel tired, frustrated, and ready to give up. But the appearance of ants may actually be a gentle reminder from God. Stand up. Keep going. The road may be long, but the reward will come to those who endure with patience. Let me tell you a story from the Sufi tradition long ago. A young student came to a master seeking the spiritual path. He began with much enthusiasm, but after just a few days of strict practice, he grew weary. He complained, "Master, I have been working so hard, but I see no results at all." The teacher said nothing. Instead, he led the student into the garden and pointed to an ant carrying a grain of wheat 3 times larger than its body. The ant struggled, and the grain fell. It picked it up again. It fell once more. Still the ant kept going. By the 10th attempt, it finally managed to carry the grain back to its nest. The teacher smiled and said, "Do you see? If even a tiny creature like the ant knows how to persist, then why should a human being with intellect and willpower give up so easily?" That story reminds us that ants are not just insects, but models of patience. And perhaps when you see them in your house, it is a sign from God telling you not to surrender too soon in the face of challenges. So next time you see a trail of ants marching by, pause for a moment. They might just be whispering to you, "Be patient. Keep moving forward. Something good is waiting ahead." Community and responsibility. If you watch closely, you will notice that ants never live alone. They form a perfectly organized community where each one has a role and a responsibility. Some search for food. Some protect the nest. Others care for the young. They work together. No one is selfish. No one isolates themselves. Ibn Arabi believed that the appearance of ants in your home could be a sacred sign reminding you that you may be neglecting your responsibilities, whether in your family, your group, or even in the larger community around you. Think about it. Have you ever been so absorbed in work that you forgot to spend time with your family? Have you ever distanced yourself from loved ones at the very moment they needed you most? Here is a modern example. Imagine a family where the father is buried in work. The mother is overwhelmed with worries, and the children are each lost in their own devices and private worlds. Dinner becomes rare, conversations slowly fade. Though they live under one roof, they lack true connection. That family is like a scattered ant colony, fragile, so fragile that a single gust of wind could tear it apart. In contrast, a small colony of ants teaches us the opposite lesson. When united, they can accomplish the impossible. A piece of food too heavy for one ant can easily be carried when the whole colony works together. The message here is crystal clear. If you see ants in your home, it could be a sign that you need to return to your family to reconnect with relationships that have grown distant. It may also be a reminder about your responsibility at work, that every small role matters in order to keep the whole system running smoothly. And on a deeper level, it is a reminder that in this universe, no one truly exists alone. We are all part of the greater human community, bound together by God with responsibility and love. Ibn Arabi once wrote, "The lonely person sees only himself, but the one who understands community sees the face of God in everyone around him." So the next time you see a line of ants marching through your house, ask yourself, what responsibility am I neglecting? What relationship do I need to repair? Because maybe those tiny creatures are being used by God to remind you that unity and responsibility are the very foundation that makes your life strong and unshakable. Wealth and blessings. Have you ever stopped to watch how ants store food? They do not wait for tomorrow, nor do they live recklessly for today. Bit by bit, they quietly prepare for the future, making sure the whole colony has enough to survive when winter arrives. In the eyes of Ibn Arabi, that image is a symbol of abundance and blessing, what in Arabic is called rizq, meaning divine provision, the sustenance that God grants to all creation. So, if you happen to see ants in your house, it could be a reminder that God is opening a door of blessings for you. Not only material blessings such as money, food, or prosperity, but also spiritual blessings, peace of mind, joy within your family, or the health that allows you to enjoy life. Remember, blessings do not always come in the form of silver or gold. Sometimes it is the presence of a true friend at the right moment. Sometimes it is the warmth of a family meal. And sometimes it is simply waking up in the morning realizing you still have the strength to breathe, to smile, and to continue your journey. In the Quran, God is given a beautiful name, Ar-Razzaq, the provider, the one who sustains all beings. Think about it if even the small ant is cared for, given enough to eat and to live. Why would he abandon you, a human being created with honor and dignity? There is a Sufi story that tells of a poor man who came to his teacher and complained, "I have nothing. God has forgotten me." The teacher smiled, led him outside, and pointed to a colony of ants carrying food. Then he said, "Look at these ants. They have nothing but their tiny legs, yet every day they find something to eat. If God provides for them, why would he ever forget you?" Hearing this, the man burst into tears. He realized that blessings had always been present. He was simply too focused on what he lacked, forgetting to be grateful for what he already had. So when you see ants in your home, do not rush to irritation or worry. Instead, see it as a sacred reminder I am still providing for you. My blessings are still flowing into your life. Maybe tomorrow you will receive good news. Maybe next week an unexpected opportunity will open. Or maybe even this very moment when you still have the health to listen to this video is already an invaluable blessing. A reminder of trust. Tawakkul in God. If there is one great lesson that ants teach us, it is this: do your best, but entrust the results to God. Look at them again. Ants work tirelessly, carrying tiny crumbs, building their nests with all their might. Yet in the end, they cannot control the seasons, the rains, or the heat. All of that rests in the hands of the Creator. This is the spirit of tawakkul, placing trust and reliance in God. A delicate balance you must put in all your effort, but at the same time accept that the final outcome is determined by Him. Let me share with you a meaningful Sufi story. There was once a man who lived in constant anxiety. He calculated everything: his food, his clothing, even every small coin. He worked tirelessly each day, yet at night he tossed and turned, unable to sleep, haunted by fears of hunger, of loss, of an uncertain future. One day, he went to his teacher in tears. "I have done everything I can, but why does my heart still feel restless?" The teacher silently led him to a field where ants were busily searching for food. Then he said, "Do you see the ants work diligently all day, but they are not anxious? They do their part and leave the rest to God. If such tiny creatures can trust, then why can you not only with your mind, but with your heart, not do the same? The man fell silent. For the first time in his life, he felt light inside. He realized worry never changes the outcome, but trust in God gives you peace to keep walking forward. So, what is the message for you? If you see ants in your house, it may be a sign that you are carrying too much worry trying to control things beyond your reach. God may be reminding you, do your part. Leave the rest to me. Try to let go. Believe that even if you do not see results right now, He Al-Hakim, the All-Wise, is arranging everything in the best possible way for you. Because sometimes the reason your prayer has not yet been answered is not that God has refused, but because He is preparing a greater gift for you at the right time. The beginning of a new journey. Among all the meanings Ibn Arabi found in the appearance of ants, there is one sign considered the most powerful and unique a reminder of a new beginning in your life. Notice this: when ants suddenly appear in your home, they usually do not wander aimlessly. They march in formation following a clear path. It is as if they are moving from one world into another, beginning a new journey. Ibn Arabi believed that sometimes God sends a colony of ants to tell you you are about to enter a new chapter. Prepare your soul and your heart for this journey. It could be a change in your work. It could be a new relationship or the healing of an old one. It could be the beginning of a spiritual path where you finally discover true inner peace. And sometimes it could simply be an awakening, the realization that it is time to live differently, to live more meaningfully, to live closer to God. I want you to ask yourself, have you ever felt deep inside that God is preparing something great for you? Have you ever noticed small signs around you? A chance encounter, an unexpected event, or even a colony of ants appearing yet in your heart? You sensed, this is not random. This is a signal of a new beginning. In the Sufi tradition, it is believed that every change, no matter how small, is the opening step of a sacred journey. And God, in the most subtle ways, always sends whispers to prepare you. So if you are seeing ants appear, open your heart. Perhaps He is calling you to walk forward, to leave behind the old and to begin a completely new chapter. A chapter that, if you trust enough, will bring you closer to your true self and closer to God. We have just gone through 5 signs: patience and discipline, community and responsibility, wealth and blessings, trust in God, and finally the beginning of a new journey. At first glance they may seem separate, but when you put them together you see a complete picture, a unified message from Ibn Arabi about the divine arrangement of the universe. Ibn Arabi believed that nothing in this life happens by accident. Every event, from a passing breeze, a falling drop of rain, to the appearance of a colony of ants in your home, is written in the sacred manuscript that God has already prepared. Each sign is not just a lesson, but a reflection of God's divine names. When you see the persistence of ants, that is the reflection of Al-Mudabbir, the arranger, the one who sets all things in perfect order. When ants gather food, it is a reminder of Ar-Razzaq, the provider, the one who never abandons any living being. And when you witness the wisdom hidden in their journey, that is Al-Hakim, the all-wise, teaching you that everything has its reason, even the smallest thing. So the next time you see ants, do not just treat them as a nuisance. Pause for a moment. Breathe and listen. They may be carrying a whisper, a secret message from God, meant only for you. That message could be, do not give up. Do not forget your family. My blessings are still flowing. Put your trust in me. It is time to begin a new chapter. And when you learn how to read these signs, you will realize that God is always very near. He does not only speak through grand events, but also whispers through the smallest of creatures. Let the ant, this creature that seems so ordinary, become a mirror reflecting your soul. Because sometimes it is the smallest things that carry the greatest message God wants you to hear. We have just walked together on a long journey from what at first seemed like nothing more than a simple sight of ants to the 5 sacred signs that Ibn Arabi left for us: patience and discipline, reminding you not to give up; community and responsibility, reminding you to remember your family, your group, and the people around you; wealth and blessings, reminding you that God always provides for you both materially and spiritually. Trust in God, reminding you to do your very best, and then let Him take care of the rest. The beginning of a new chapter, reminding you that perhaps a new journey is waiting for you to step into. I want to ask you this. Have you ever experienced a small sign in your life? A dream, a chance encounter, or even a colony of ants that opened up an unexpectedly great meaning for you? If so, share it in the comments. Because who knows, your story might become the light that guides someone who is feeling lost. And if this video has opened a new perspective for you, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, so you will not miss other sacred messages that the universe and God continue to send to us every single day. Finally, I want to leave you with one last reminder. Do not underestimate the small things, because sometimes they are carrying the greatest message that God has prepared just for you.